Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Allahumma alimna ma yanfa'una wanfa'na bima 'allamtana wa zidna ilma. Allahumma mu'allima Ibrahim 'allimna wa mufahhima Sulaiman fahimna. Wabad, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In our previous lesson, we dealt with the position of the Yahud in terms of disobeying the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through Nabiullah Musa, and how they have broken several covenants with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now we are going to proceed by displaying and demonstrating another aspect of their behavior, which is contained in the ayah that you are going to read right now. Go ahead, walemma. نعم. ولما جاءهم كتاب من عند الله مصادق لما معهم, and when there came to them a book from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that confirms that they have with them. What is this book? وَلَمَّا جَاءَهُمْ كِتَابٌ مِّنْ عِندِ اللَّهِ. This kitab refers to what book specifically? It came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Meaning this kitab came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. مُصَدِّقٌ لِمَا مَعَهُمْ. This is an important point. Musaddiq, that it confirms what they have with them. What do they have with them? That is the Torah. That is, the Torah was revealed to them by way of Nabiullah Musa. That is what they had. Now, the Torah that was not changed, interpolated, the pure in its pristine purity, that was the Torah. Now, that was they had until another book came to them, that is Al-Quran. The Quran came to Rasulullah, but they did not want to accept it. So they started to hide it, change it, as though it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, but it confirms what they had in the Torah. If they had accepted the Quran, they knew that what Rasulullah was saying was true. What Nabiullah Musa was telling them was also true. But they want to hide the truth from others, so that they should show animosity to our Rasulullah, so that they should not accept our Rasulullah. وَكَانُوا مِنْ قَبْلُ يَسْتَفْتُونَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. That is, before then they were using our Rasulullah, his words. They were using what? Nabiullah Muhammad as guide to help them fight the outside aggression that came to them. But when the book came to them, what happened? فَلَمَّا جَاءَهُمْ مَا عَرَفُوا كَفَرُوا بِهِ. When the book came finally, they rejected it. They denied it. So what is the result that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them. What is the result? For la'natullahi ala kafir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cursed them. That's the result. For rejecting the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for rejecting our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He began the book that was confirming what they had already, that is the Torah. Even though before they was using the Torah, they were using the Quran in terms of what? The Torah gave them insight into what? Into the Prophet, into the Quran. That is the Quran is coming to confirm what we have by way of our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now they rejected the Quran, they rejected our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the outcome of this what? May Allah curse them. So in other words, they were condemned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that behavior. Go on to the next ayah. Bisa mashtarabi. Now, this bihi anfusahum. How miserable is what they sold. What did they sell? They sold the faith, the good faith. For what? For disbelief. For disbelief. For denial. They chose to deny the messenger of Rasulullah and the book that he brought. So how miserable was that act? Out of what? Out of hatred and envy that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reveal or choose other than them. He chose our Rasulullah. They were not happy with it. That they were Rasulullah was chosen, not from them, but what they did not remember or they did not recognize or realize is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses from among his servants whomever he wills with prophethood. Now, go on. Fabahu. So what happened? They invited what? Punishment, anger on top of anger. This behavior brought them anger on top of anger. Anger on top of anger. When Allah became angry with them. And what? Also humiliation. Azabun mean that is a humiliating punishment, torment. They saw what? The outcome of what? Refusing to accept the truth contained in their own Torah about our Rasulullah and also the Quran. Now, go on. وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ آمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ, we are still talking about what? The Yahud. And if you remember, if you say to them that just believe in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed. What Allah has revealed? He has revealed the Quran. مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَهُمْ. That is what has come to what? Confirm what they have. What they say is that, oh no, we believe in what we are having already. What are we having already? That's the Torah. We don't need the Quran. even though it is confirming what they have. But we believe in the Torah already. But the Torah, do they believe the Torah actually? Why did they change it? They changed it. They wrote something that looked like the Torah with their own hands. So the Torah, there was a portion that they wrote by themselves, and also there's another portion that they changed the meaning. So they confused the meaning and said, well, this is what we have already. We don't need the Quran. We don't need any message concerning Rasulullah. So what happened? They drop it aside. They cast it. They did not embrace it, but they rejected it. So if that is the situation, there is the question, why then do you kill the prophets? If it's so that the truth is with you, and whatever is in the Torah is the truth, you don't need any message about the Quran or information about Rasulullah, then why do you kill the prophets? Because in your own Torah, there is no way that you will embark upon killing the prophets. The Torah has warned against killings of the prophets. So the Quran, that is confirming the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are supposed to be what? Embraced, accepted, and followed. Not to reject them and subject them to what? To discrimination or what? To killing or the disrespect. Now, continue. وَلَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ مُوسَى بِالْبَيِّنَاتِ. Nabiullah Isa has brought you with what? Proofs, bayinat, a lot of evidence concerning the Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, concerning the Torah. He has taken what? Covenant with you. But what happened? ثُمَّ اتَّخَذْتُمُ الْعِجْلَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِ وَأَنْتُمْ ظَالِمُونَ. But what happened? You chose to worship the calf. And by that, you are wrong. The covenant is what? Not to worship but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when Allah gave Nabiullah Musa the Torah, within few days, about 40 nights, you just changed it. You threw it away, and then what? You started worshipping the calf. That is wrong. And if it is true that you believe in Nabiullah Musa, you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then there's no reason for you to worship the calf by breaking the covenant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This you did. Even though after Nabiullah Musa had brought to you all kinds of evidence, tons and tons of evidence that prove what? The monotheism, Tawheed of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, go on. وَإِذَا أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَكُمُ الطُّورَ. Remember also, still we are talking about the Yahud. Incident after incident, episode after episode, where they display their own true colors. And this time, وَإِذَا أَخَذْنَا مِيثَاقَكُمْ, another mithaq. We say mithaq is what? Another covenant, right? another covenant that we took from you. And then we raised the mountain above you. Because you have broken so many covenants. And this time Rasulullah or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَرَفَعْنَا فَوْقَكُمُ الطُّورَ. They will raise the mountain. The mountain here is what? Tur, that is the mountain. That Nabi Musa was asked, that where he went to receive the Torah. And this Torah was raised above them menacingly, as though it was going to drop on them, so that they should know that this mithaq, this covenant is serious. It's a serious matter. And then after, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala entered into another trust covenant from them, so that they should do what? To worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then listen. Listen to what? Listen to what? Nabiullah Musa, listen to the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then what? Obey. That they should hold the Torah, they should hold the Torah very well, with might, with faith, and they should work with what is in the Torah. Torah is being given to them, they should hold it for their own guidance in life. Awesome. And what? Listen to what? Listen to their prophet. Listen to what? All the commandments that is contained in the Torah for their own guidance. What was their answer? قَالُوا سَمِينَا وَعَصَيْنَا. Samina wa asina. They said what? They were told to what? To listen. When he said what? Samina, that is, we hear and then we disobey. Subhanallah. Hearing and disobey. Now, in the case of believers, Allah says in Surah Al-Mu'minun, إنما كان قول المؤمنين إذا دعوا إلى الله ورسوله يحكم بينهم أن يقولوا سمعنا وأطعنا. True believers, whenever they are being called to Allah and the Prophet, so He will judge between them, their ultimate response is what? We hear and obey. That is the testimony, the true testament of what? Belief. So this also tells you that they actually did not have the faith. They have abandoned the faith. That's why they said Semina Atwana. Semina, that is Semina Ambrek. In other words, what? We hear your order. We hear your order, but we disobey to act upon it. This is another behavior. Now you see, it's a pattern of behavioral deficiency coming from the Yahud. Now, may Allah forgive. قُلْ بِئْسَ مَا يَأْمُرُكُمْ بِهِ إِيمَانُكُمْ إِن كُنتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. Now, how miserable, how bad is that faith that tells you to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and fail to work with what? With the Torah. That is bisa, that is bad. That's bad faith you are having. Continue the next segment. فتمنوا الموت. Now, here's a clip. The Yahud claim that the Akhirah, that is the hereafter, Al-Jannah, the abode of the hereafter, is exclusively for them. And that it doesn't belong to anybody else but them. Where did they get that from? From nowhere. So let us step back and look at the words Qul in kanat lakum darul akhiratu inda Allah. If the word, the darul akhirah, the abode of the hereafter, in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, khalisatan min duni nas, it is just for you exclusively. Fatamannu al-maut, then what? hope for death. Because those who really believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they believe in Allah Jannah, and they know they have worked so well that may end them the dar of Akhirah. They love to die. They love to die. When death comes, they are ready. They don't retain it. Now, but here is the truth. Allah says that in kuntum sadiqin, if only you are truthful in your profession of faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and you are at the forefront in piling up and accumulating good deeds. Yeah. Khasa, that is here it means what? Exclusively. You are uniquely qualified to inhabit the world, the abode of the hereafter. Then hope for death. Did they? The result is in the next ayah. Go on. Stop. Look at the words. وَلَنْ يَتَمَنَّوْا أَبَدًا بِمَا قَدَّمَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ. وَلَنْ, you will never. وَلَنْ يَتَمَنَّوْا أَبَدًا. They will never hope for that hereafter. Let us pause a while and look at this letter very well. Allah says, وَلَنْ يَتَمَنَّوْا. The letter len itself, it negates the future. It means never and by no means. It is absolutely impossible. It is uniquely impossible for them to hope for the death, for death to come. Because what they are claiming is huge. They are claiming that Al-Jannah is for them alone. They are the only ones who shall inherit Al-Jannah, none else. So Allah used the word learn, higher. In Surah Al-Jumu'ah, Allah says that قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. In other words, there's an ayah that says that وَلَا يَتَمَنَّنَّهُ أَبَدًا مَا قَدَّمَ أَيْدِيهِمْ. وَلَا يَتَمَنَّنَّهُ أَبَدًا بِمَا قَدَّمَ أَيْدِيهِمْ. And here we have وَلَنْ يَتَمَنَّهُ أَبَدًا بِمَا قَدَّمَ أَيْدِيهِمْ. Now, so here وَلَا يَتَمَنَّوْنَهُ أَبَدًا means generally they will not hope for death. They will not hope for death. If what? They are chosen people. If they are what? The ones chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now look at the difference between the ones chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then what? The Al-Jannah that is exclusively for what? For them alone. Which is which has the more probability of not happening? The more probability of not happening that they have been earmarked to be the exclusive inhabitants of the Al-Jannah. None else shall inhabit Al-Jannah. And then another issue is that they claim that they are the chosen ones of Allah. They are chosen ones. When they say they are chosen ones of Allah, of course, there was a time Allah raised them above all of this in the Quran. Now, we have raised you above others. Now, according to some of the minimum favors that Allah has bestowed upon them. Now, so it may have some probability. So Allah used the word وَلَا يَتَمَنَّوْنَهُ أَبَدًا بِمَا قَدَّمَتْ وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ بِالظَّالِمِينَ. That is, they will not hope for death فتمنوا الموت فتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين ولا يتمنونه أبدا بما قدم عليهم. And here again, if that house is exclusively for you, Allah says that فتمنوا الموت إن كنتم صادقين, also hope for death. But the result is that فَلَنْ يَتَمَنَّوْا أَبَدًا بِمَا قَدْرَ عَلَيْهِ. They look very similar. The only difference is that in the first one, لَنْ يَتَمَنَّوْا, which negates the future, meaning never and by no means. But لَا يَتَمَنَّوْا لَهُ, they don't, which is present. But in future, denial, it is expressed by what? The learning. But the meaning is what? Nearly the same, but because of these two letters, one using len as a prefix and then the other la as a prefix. So len is more powerful because it negates not only the present but also the future. Never and by no means. Because the issue at stake is it is absolutely beyond their control, beyond their imagination. It's there's no way that they can claim that nobody else except them will have what a place in Al-Jannah. But they have made that claim. So what do you say about that? This tells you about the true colors of these people. This claiming everything for themselves, and then absolute blatant disobedience to the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also the prophets who came to them. Now, continue. Allah is most certainly well aware of those who are wrongdoers. Now, do you know the reason why they will not want to die? They will not hope for death. وَلَتَجِدَنَّهُمْ, you will find them أَحْرَصَ النَّاسِ, keenest عَلَى حَيَاةٍ, keenest in what? Survival of life. It tells us the colors of them. They love the world so much. If you are looking for people who love the world so much, وَلَتَجِدَنَّهُمْ حَرِيص, too keen, very fond of their love for the world, very enthusiastic. Because of that, there is no way such a people will love to die. Even though they make the claim, nobody made the claim for them. For them, they made the claim. But how? The claim is not backed by what? Action. وَلَتَجِدَنَّهُمْ وَرَسُولُ صَالِحَاتٍ وَمِنَّا الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا. Even more than the polytheists, they love to have perpetuity on earth more than even the mushriks, the polytheists, those who are actually mushrikun, more than them. So if you are looking for such a people who love the world so much that they would like to live forever, that is Yahud. Now, more than Muslims, is it the type of people that you are asking them to hope for death? No way. Now, alhamdulillah. So here again, you are learning more of Al-Yahud in the Quran. Now, 5. Go on. Another quality that is displayed. Yawaddu ahaduhum. That is what? Yawaddu ahaduhum. Any one of them. Yawad, wadud, that is, we love. Anyone what? Loves to. An yu'ammar, to live, to give a life of how many years? Alpha Sanatin. Each one of them will love. Very simple to find in one of them who loves to live about what? 1,000 years on earth. That is the maximum. That is the minimum. But that will not exonerate him from what? From punishment. You can give him more than 1,000 years, give him several years, 1,000 and more, but that cannot what? Take them what? Save them from what? Redeem them from what? It is irredeemable from punishment. Because for what their hands, the actions that they have done. Now, in this segment, another quality again, showing dislike and disdain for some of the creation or creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like Jibreel. Read the next ayah. قل من كان عدوا لجبريل, say anyone who has animosity against Jibril, فإنه نزله على قلبك. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Jibril, نزله Jibril, he revealed this, that's the Quran, to your heart, ala qalbik, to your heart, bi'idhnillahi musaddiqan lima ma'ahu. Kul man kana aduwwan li Jibril fa innahu nazalahu ala qalbika bi'idhnillah, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is Jibril who sent this heart, this Quran to your heart. Now, to say you have enmity against Jibril. This ayah came when the Yahud, they used to say that, oh, look at Jibril. Jibril is fond of ordering, bringing about death, killings, confusion. This is the mission of Jibril. Jibril is not that type of person who shall bring the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you remember, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen Jibril as the one, as the angel who communicates, conveys from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the Anbiya, to mankind. But they do not like Jibril. They have animosity against Jibril. And they say that, oh, if Mikael has been chosen to replace Jibril, it would have been better. We would have respected Mikael than Jibril. So Allah defended Jibril. And he said that, Kul man kana aduwwan li Jibril, anyone who has animosity against Jibril, let them know that it is Jibril, فَإِنَّهُ نَزَّلَهُ عَلَى قَلْبِكَ. He sent what? The Quran to your heart. Bi-idhnillah, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, musaddiqan lima ma'ahu. For what? That confirms what they have. It is Jibril. So why then should you have enmity against Malaka Jibril? This Quran, that Jibril, by way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, put into your heart is what? A guidance, also a guidance, and what? Glad tidings, good news to the believers. So Allah says more than that. He says more than that. If you have animosity against Jibril, then actually you are having animosity against the sender of Jibril, the creator of Jibril, who is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is contained in what? In the next ayah. Read. Man kana Man kana aduwan li Jibril, man kana aduwan lillah. Anyone who he has animosity, enmity against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his angels also, and his prophets, messengers, or Jibril and Mikael also, final adun al-kafirin, then he has to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what? Against them as well. So this tells us that if you dislike Allah, it's tantamount to disliking all the angels, the prophets as well. If you dislike any angel, it's tantamount what? Disliking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this nullifies your faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot claim to have faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you disobey any angel or any prophet or any book that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed. That's what people should understand. Now, let's take that. Ayat in Here again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeatedly is saying, وَلَقَدْ أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ آيَاتٍ بَيِّنَاتٍ. We have revealed to you, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, آيَاتٍ بَيِّنَاتٍ, clear ayahs, clear proofs, tons and tons of evidences. وَمَا يَكْفُرُ بِهَا إِلَّا الْفَاسِقُونَ. But only those who are wrongdoers, those who have rebelled against righteous ways, they have rebelled against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are the ones who disobey these ayahs, these verses, these proofs that came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our kulama. Anytime al-Yahud, our kulama had anytime they enter into covenant, obviously with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nabadha fariqu minhum, some among them what? Breaks, violates the covenant. Never to fulfill the covenant in which they enter with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well, aktharum la yu'minun. But most of them actually are not believers. Believers don't break covenants, they don't break trust, but anytime a covenant is taken with them or from them, they subject it what? To violation and breach that trust. Now, not only that, وَلَمَا جَاءَهُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ عِندِ اللَّهِ مُصَدِّقٌ لِمَا مَعَهُمْ. And when the prophet, that's profound, when the prophet came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that prophet is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to confirm what has already come before him. What did they do? نَبَذَ فَرِيقٌ مِّنْهُمْ. In the way said, نَبَذَ فَرِيقٌ مِّنَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ. Those who have been given the book, the Jews, what did they do? They trash it aside, they cast it behind them. In other words, they disregarded it, they discarded it. Even though he's a prophet from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but because they are used this pattern of disobedience and denial, it doesn't matter. Anytime a prophet comes to them, and in this case it was Rasulullah to confirm what they have already in hand, they just discarded it. You see the extent of their disobedience to Rasulullah. Is there any disobedience after this? This is the pattern that they have shown time immemorial. Now, go on. Shayateen. ببابل هاروت وماروت. لمن اشتراه ولقد ولبئس ما شروا به أنفسهم ولو كانوا يعلمون. This is maybe me take the rest of the time. We shall stop here. No, I propose we stop here. What do you think? Because it's quite a lengthy. We are going to another manner pattern of their life that is concerning magic. How they were engrossed, they were given to magic. Now, so instead of following the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the prophet of the day, they indeed in actuality followed what? Magic. Because what? That's what they practiced, that's what they believed. So they follow what? The dictates of magic as opposed to revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is a topic that we shall deal with, but I think we cannot do it right now. Maybe in our next segment, inshallah, we shall take this topic. What do you think? Alhamdulillah. وللحديث بقية وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله. السلام عليكم.